Okay, welcome to the Church Dropout Podcast. My name is Alan. I'm the host. Church Dropout is a podcast. We talk about issue topics and teachings related to faith, life, and culture in ways that are sometimes funny, sometimes serious, but always insightful. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment below. Keep the conversation moving forward. If you don't believe there is an undercurrent of white nationalism, racism that permeates evangelical culture, then you are sleeping. And I think it's videos like this that bring this stuff to the top. Now, this is not all of white evangelical culture. However, some of the aspects that are talked about within this video, I think, are practiced in a way that make it difficult for Black Christians to assimilate comfortably, I think, in white settings. Some of these things are things that I've experienced. You know, being a pastor that, you know, would go into a white space and, you know, have to change the way you preach and teach, and you know, you got to adopt a whole, you know, to be honest, you know, you got to repudiate, as what was mentioned here, some of the things that come with culture, Black culture. Now, again, I'm not here to define what Black culture is, but I could tell you what's being said in this video is not Black culture. This is where I think a big issue is when we start talking about culture. And when we leave the conversation of sin and start to move into conversations about various cultures, this to me is it's really white supremacy, right? White supremacy, and it's not Christian. It is not. Now, this is a clip, and I did not listen to the whole video. I'm just responding to this clip that they put out, and I'm assuming if they wanted context, they would have put the clip out with more context. I'm only responding to what they put out. Now, this is from someone, I've never heard of them, the Christendom Press, I believe, and they're talking about, can a Black person join their church? And what they would have to do to join it. That even just sounds stupid. You know, like, can a Black person join their church? This is the problem. This is the problem. You know, that we would even have to ask that question, can a person be in fellowship with other Christians? This is the problem with the idea of church, the way we practice it. We got people who are deciding membership within a local congregation from individuals who already have membership in the body of Christ. It is so interesting to me. And the things that are being talked about, any Christian would repudiate, not just, anyway, so let me let you watch the video. And then, you know, I'll have a few comments, but I would love to hear your thoughts on this as well. Yeah, let's play it.
Say that somebody was coming into our church and they're Black, and would they be eligible for membership in our church? Yes, they of course they would. They'd be eligible for membership in our church. But would they be permitted to participate in, embody, and practice what I would call Black culture generally in our church? The answer is absolutely not. Why? because the characteristics that mark black culture as a generalization, in the same way Paul's talking about Cretans on Crete, they are evil, murderous, violent, bestial people. They steal, they kill, they destroy. They are sinful to the core. They have besetting sins that are like fatherlessness, sexual immorality. They molest children at a high rate. All of any criminal statistic that you could look at, almost pretty much without exception, they excel at them. Black culture.
And it's even interesting. I mentioned it before, but like the black guy on TikTok, he was saying, he's like, y'all crazy. Like, you're talking about this person like it's mental health. He said, that ain't no mental health. That's a demon.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of people are seeing that. Like, this behavior is demonic. To walk up to a white girl.
But yeah.
And to cut her throat.
Because she's white.
Because she's white, and be like, yeah, we got that white girl.
We got that white girl. And when you think about it, you look at that culture and you say, what are the besetting sins and characteristics of it? And then you say, could somebody come in a lawful church membership embodying that culture? No. They have to self-consciously repudiate that culture.
Okay. So I'm going to take this back from the top and just kind of talk through it. There's so much in this. This is not going to be a long video, because to be honest with you, if you watch this and you don't see anything wrong with what's being said, I don't know what else to tell you. I just don't. I just don't. It's not Christian. Now I'm just going to walk through this and, kind of start and stop and do all of that type stuff. So let's go.
Let's say that somebody was coming into our church and they're black, and would they be eligible for membership in our church? Yes, they of course they would. They'd be eligible for membership in our church. But would they be permitted to participate in, embody, and practice what I would call black culture generally?
Okay, so what is that? If I go to their church as a black man and want to become a member, I could not be a member and practice black culture. What do you mean by black culture? And it's clear that what he means by black culture is robbing, stealing, killing, murdering, molesting, all of these things. To him, that's black culture. And because blacks do it at a higher rate, according to him, this permeates black culture. And so we would have to deny that. Well, everything you mentioned is sin. And any Christian would have to deny that to be Christian. But what does that look like? The assumptions that are made that if I walk into their church, they're assuming that as a Christian, that a black Christian, that there are parts of my culture that are besetting, that I need to be delivered from, that I need to repudiate in my own mind in order to participate. And I can't participate there with that. Now, again, in any church, you can't do those things. The example that's used at the end of somebody slitting someone's throat because they're white, well, of course, that couldn't be practiced. But what they're talking about is much deeper than that. They're just not going into it. There's other aspects of what would be considered black culture that's not welcome in white evangelical spaces. You would have to conform. And listen to me. I experienced it. The subtlety of it. And it's done in some ways where you just can't even see it. And I don't even think it's intentionally done in many spaces. Like, I'm not saying that, like when you walk in, they're like, oh, nope, it's just, no, you got to do things our way. But it's clear that the black culture that he's expressing is sin. And any Christian would not be able to be a part of a fellowship or a body if they're practicing that type of sin. unless you care to elaborate on what you mean by Black culture and what other things are entailed with Black culture.
In our church? The answer is absolutely not. Why? Because the characteristics that mark Black culture as a generalization in the same way Paul's talking about.
Okay, so these things mark Black culture. See, this is the problem with people making generalizations based on what's seen. All Black people don't rob, steal, drink, hang out on corners, shoot people. Like, that is not all of Black culture. Sorry, trash guy here. It's not all of Black culture. All Black people don't practice those things. But when you only see Black culture as displayed wrongly on television, in hip hop culture, then you think that that's how all Black folks behave. And then he goes on to use Paul's critique of the Cretans and their gluttony as a basis for his repudiation, using his word, of Black people and their culture. Who said that that passage that's being used, and you tell me if this is good exegesis, as a parallel to a culture or a people that you see today? Now, again, what part of Black culture are you talking about? Because everything that you mentioned is readily available in every culture. Every culture.
Cretans on Crete, they are evil, murderous, violent, bestial people. They steal, they kill, they destroy. They are sinful to the core. They have besetting sins.
So Black people are sinful to the core. There's besetting sins. Now, again, this goes back to Black people being cursed. Listen, they're not saying these things, but listen, if you can't read between the lines and hear what they're saying and understand that this is clearly racism and this is clearly racist, like I said, I don't know what else to tell you. So, this is who Black people are. This is Black culture, according to him.
That are like fatherlessness, sexual immorality. They molest children at a high rate. All of any criminal statistic that you could look at, almost pretty much without exception, they excel at them. Black culture.
And it's even interesting. I mentioned
they excel at them. Black culture. He's not talking about Black culture. He's talking about Black people. They excel at them. Black culture. No, you're using culture to mark a people. Say what you really mean. Black people. And if you don't think that there is an undercurrent to this in evangelicalism today, again, I don't know what else to tell you. I really don't. I really don't.
It before, but like the Black guy on TikTok, he was saying, he's like, y'all crazy. Like,
okay, so why mimic it? Y'all crazy. Listen, the undertones are all in it. And I'm not a person who looks for race in everything. You can ask my wife. We go back and forth on this a lot. That's not my makeup. But when I see it, I know it. And all of the little innuendos and undertones that are found in this video are just, it's there.
Talking about this person like it's mental health. He said, that ain't no mental health. That's a demon.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of people are seeing that. Like this behavior is demonic. To walk up to a white girl.
Either, but yeah.
And to cut her throat.
Because she's white.
Because she's white and be like, we got that white girl.
We got that white girl. And when you think about it, you look at that culture and you say, what are the besetting sins and characteristics of it? And then you say, could somebody come in a lawful church membership embodying that culture? No. They have to self-consciously repudiate that culture.
They would have to repudiate that to be a Christian. What are you saying? What do you mean? So here's basically what I'm getting. You'd have to throw off your blackness. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, if I'm a Christian and I'm going to assimilate into their culture, he's saying that we'd have to repudiate that culture. I don't do those things. I don't kill people for their race. I don't drink, smoke. I don't, sin in that specific way. I have repented and all of that type stuff. Like, I've already repented. So now I need to repudiate culture. What do I need to do? What do I need to throw off? See, this is the problem. This is called whitewashing Christianity. But this is not Christianity. This is not. You cannot tell me that this is Christianity, that this is what we see in Jesus. But I'm going to stop right there. So much more to say, but I didn't want this video to be long. I would love to hear what you think, whether you agree or don't. It is what it is. But yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Thank you for tuning in to Church Dropout. Drop a comment below. Keep the conversation moving forward. Like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Talk to you soon. God bless.